This is the second page of the free page business plan to produce $4,500 a week of passive income in 12 weeks. The first page was the agenda, the mindset, and the macro view of what we do. This page is the 2 specific tasks you need to perform in order to go make money, in a way to measure it from your own activity in a simple way, only one of many different ways, a simple way that you can get started effectively right off the bat. This page here shows you 2 tasks to go make money. When somebody asks you, how do you make money in Care Parts? It's simple. You do the 12-week plan. You do these 2 simple tasks. Task number 1, you enroll. You purchase a package. You KYC, which is establishing, protecting, and securing your own account. You buy 1 gram a week for 12 weeks, and after 12 weeks, I don't care if you ever buy another gram in your own account. Task number 2, you team up with 2 people that repeat task number 1 and task number 2. That's it. And you look to do that in your first week. Task number 1, you don't need anybody else's permission, opinion, or criticism to do this. You can do that all on your own, so value your opinion on this if you're doing that. Task number 2, you find 2 people that value their own opinion and will duplicate the process. There's no need to complicate this. We focus on these 2 tasks to get people started quickly and effectively and set up a chain reaction to measure the results and help others measure their results. Somebody said, well, I need to know more about the comp plan. Guess what? If you're listening to this or you have a cell phone on it, let me ask you a question. How important is knowing what the frequency modulation is that goes through the SIM card in the phone and how it triangulates with the cell tower configurations as you're driving in a car? It doesn't matter. The big picture is this. When you pick up your phone and you want to call somebody, you want to press 10 buttons. And when those 10 buttons engage, you want the person that you wanted to call be on the other line. That's it. Now, here's what you need to know about Care Parts. They pay correctly. They always pay on time. This is going on our 5th year. So what you need to know is that the telemetry inside the back of the phone works. There is a sizzle call. Now, the sizzle call was designed, and I use, simply because it makes it very simple. It makes it very simple for a brand new person trying to wrap their head around this, on how to get the message and not have to go through 24 days of training in order to get it out. We want the average person that has never made money to have a simple way to measure the results, do some tasks. That's all you do at work anyway. You learn a set of tasks, and you go to work for somebody else, and they pay you to perform tasks. And if you don't perform the tasks, you're fired. The simple thing is we perform tasks all the time. So I often ask people, if you've been in the same career for 10 years or more, and you're not financially independent with residual income, think about it. If those tasks were ever designed to create you financial independence, don't you think they would have done it in 10 years? We have a set of tasks you can duplicate in 12 weeks and replace any income and the time involved in order to create it. I have proven this many times over, so we're not telling you something out of theory. Measure your activity and see the result. On top of you doing this, we want people to understand your own activities on this chart are very simple. 2 tasks we want you to do and replicate. Fill out the success chart 1 time. There's 100 squares in this chart. It's got a beginning date. And it's a unit of work equals success. So we want you to do 100 units of work, each person. And so here's what I know. If you can measure your activity and results on a chart, we want you to fill in a square at least 3 times a day. And in 30 days, you will know success. The consistency of doing the task every day as opposed to once a week will bear fruit for you. In no time, it will easily roll off your tongue without thinking about it. And the best part about this is when you do that, you become the messenger. You're not the message. So if you ask 100 people, 80 people will listen to you. Out of the 80 people that listen to you and want information, 40 people only will actually physically make it and see a presentation in its entirety, and that's it. But out of the 40 people that see it in its entirety, 20 people instantaneously will enroll. They don't have to think about it. They may have 1 or 2 questions. I'm in. 20 out of 40 will enroll. And then out of the 20 that enroll immediately, 10 will immediately at the same time buy a package. They don't have to think about it. They don't have to save up any money to go do it. They don't have to ponder it. They are going to start the plan in the 12 weeks, and you know what takes those people? Won't try and fudge it. They won't try and bargain with it. These people will become senior partners. Senior partners end up becoming Gold Director Elites. Gold Director Elites go on to make 6- and 7-figure incomes. It isn't rocket science. There is a logical formation of how the mindset changes and creates actions to reach the goals. It's simple. But without a guideline, many of you are out there scrambling around trying to figure it out. You don't have to figure it out. Print this out and start to go to work on it. In the middle of the sheet, Joe Norman cut a call. We knew this from before because it created massive success. There's a sizzle call number on there. Put it on your phone. Dial the number. Then make it a contact in your contacts list and make the name like KB Call, and then put the PIN 30108646. So it's always right in front of you without having to look up what the PIN is. Know how to do a 3-way call with your phone. This is the simple Simon way to do it. Some of you are very proficient with internet marketing tools. If you choose to do that, great. There's many systems that work. Lloyd has a great system that you can find on thecarrotgroup.com, thecarrotgroup.com, thecarrotgroup.com. And you'll see many different ways that he's created for all of us to succeed. The simplicity of this, I'm a common sense knucklehead, and I'm more or less a microchip nitwit. So even you can do this effectively and get started. Flip the number on your phone. And then, you know what? This is what I want you to do. I want you to only have to know these 3 questions just listed there. And this is how it's going to go. Let's say I'm calling Bill. It's going to go something like this. Bill, hey, it's Dan. Listen, you got a minute to get tied up. This is important. You need to know that if they're in the middle of something, they're not going to pay attention to what you're doing. So don't try and force feed it in there just to get that in there. The goal of this is to do a unit of work that's going to have its best chance for success. Well, Dan, I'm in the middle of dinner, Bill is cooking dinner. Yeah, go ahead. No, I'll tell you what, Bill. I'll call you back after you get done eating. So would that say like 6:30? Yeah, great. I'll call you at 6:30. Well, what's up, Dan? No problem. I'll just call you at 6:30. Thanks, Bill. And get off the phone. Don't try to explain it. Don't go into anything else. Don't tell him you want to play a message for him. None of that. Just wait and call him back when he's free. Then you call Bill back and you say, hey, Bill, do you have a few minutes now? He goes, yeah. What's up, Dan? You then change the tempo, the pace, and the tone of your voice makes all the difference in how that message is received. Bill, will you give me 3 minutes of your undivided attention? Will you give me that? Let him answer. Well, yeah, Dan. Yeah, what's up? Here, listen to this. I don't ask for permission to listen to this. I said, here, listen to this. He already gave me his permission for 3 minutes of undivided attention. I don't care if I'm teaching him how to make guacamole or him listen to me vacuum the carpet. He gave me 3 minutes of his undivided attention. You don't need to ask permission to play the call. Then you have to, okay? So play the call. 3-way the call in. When the call is over, you say his name again. Bill, great message, huh? What's your level of interest on a scale of 1 to 10? Whatever he says, well, I'm an 8. Okay, validate what he says. An 8 to me means you're very interested, but obviously you're going to need some details and to have some questions answered. Is that what I'm hearing? Always end with a question. Is that what I'm hearing? Yes. Then, Bill, do you have the flexibility in your schedule to see a live webcast at 9 a.m. Pacific or 6 p.m. Pacific? Which one would be better? Well, Dan, probably 6 p.m. would be better. Great. Then, Bill, why don't I call you at 5:45 p.m.? We'll both get online. We'll both watch the webcast, get some questions answered, and see if we're looking along the same lines or not. Sound good to you? Always end with a question. And you know what? It's very open. It's free. And your goal is not just to convince Bill. Your goal is to get the plan in front of them in a non-threatening, open means. And every time you ask a question, they have to buy into what you're doing as opposed to make a statement which makes them start asking questions. It's your goal not to do that. The person in control of the questions is in control of the conversation. And so by doing this, you can do this a unit of work over and over and over and over. You know, Bill's responsible. We know, Dan, I'm like a 5. Okay, Bill. A 5 to me, which means you're neutral either way. It might sound like something you want to do, might sound like something that you're not sure of, but the only way you're ever going to know is if you take a look at it, correct? Great. So do you have the flexibility in your schedule to see a live webcast at either 9 a.m. Pacific or 6 p.m. Pacific be better? Well, you know, probably 9 a.m. Great. I'll call you at 8:45 in the morning. We'll both get on the line. We'll both watch the webcast and see if it makes some sense to you. Sound good to you? And you might have said, well, my level of interest is a 1. Okay, 1 to me means you're interested. Well, Bill, actually, Bill, have some fun with what you do. Life's short. This isn't going to be a chore. This is going to be fun. You're going to get to write a page in history with this. And so have some fun with it. If you say that 1, if you level of interest 1, well, it means you're interested. And laughter works a lot. So look it. You said 1. Look it. So, Bill, you may not have had much information from that call in order to get a full, broad perspective of what we have. But let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you think that a $100 bill is going to spend as far next year as it does this year? No? Then what are you going to do about it? I found a simple solution that's basically nothing but a change in your banking routine. Do you have the flexibility in your schedule to watch a live webcast and get some questions answered? Okay, so follow up in those different ways. And then conversely, if they say, hey, my level of interest is a 5, then just say this. Is it possible that other people that listen to that message might have a level of interest of 5? Is it possible? Well, yeah. Is it possible? But some also may have a level of interest of 2. Is that possible, Bill? Well, yeah. Is it also possible that some people that listen to that message are going to have a 10 out of 10 interest level? Is that possible? Well, yeah. Great. I'm looking for the people that this makes sense to. And if they start humming and going and like trying to test you with questions, all you have to do is say this. Bill, I'm just not feeling the connection here at this moment. So I'll tell you what. Why don't I pack up my bags now, and I'll call you back in a couple of days, okay? And then get off the phone. If you want to, put some pots and pans on the edge of a countertop and tip them over. It'll make a big racket, and they'll go, oh, gosh, I got to go. See you. Give me the easiest ways to get out of this, all right? Now, what I want you to do, understand, if you ask 100 people for their undivided attention, only 80 people will really give it to you. That means 20 people wouldn't even give you 3 minutes of their undivided attention. That is a sobering message, but I understand what you're doing here. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no to what things are going on in their life right now. So don't take it personally. Remember, we're doing a unit of work. It's like washing dishes. You take a dirty skillet, you put it in the water, sudsy water, you scrub it. You rinse it once, you rinse it in the clean water, and then you put it in the rack. You take a dirty saucepan, you put it in the soapy water. You scrub it, you rinse it, and then you rinse it in the clean water, and you put it on the rack. Don't have an emotional attachment to the saucepan or the skillet. It's a unit of work. All I want you to do, each person do a unit of work. And this is the results you can expect to see. If you ask 100 people for 3 minutes of undivided attention, only 80 people will even listen to you. Out of the 80 people that listen to you, most will actually want to go to the webcast, but only 40 people will ever actually see the presentation. Something comes up. My wife got called in for work. The car broke down. The kids got fever. My wife double booked me for something else. If something comes up, oh, I forgot. I was out doing this, blah, blah, blah. You know how it is, but 40 people that see it, 20 people instantaneously enroll, don't need to think about it. Out of the 20 that instantaneously enroll an account, 10 will instantaneously get a package. The other 10 may take longer or not get a package. And out of the 10 people that buy a package, 6 people will duplicate this with or without you. They don't care what you do. They're going to follow the system. They're going to become senior partners. They're going to become goal director leads. And they're going to go make 6- and 7-figure residual incomes. That's the big picture of this individual task. Now, The number 4 up there in the middle of this page is the basics. You can get the basics. It's kvgettingstarted.yolasite.com. That's the link. And you can get these on one of Lloyd's sites that he's produced here. It's one of the pages. And so I highly encourage you to focus and keep it this simple. These 2 pages here, along with the 3rd page, will make you flat out money, and you can expect significant results if you follow the plan as we described and take your eyes off of yourself and extend an opportunity for someone else to take a look at what we have. This is a yes waiting to happen.